Hello everybody, so let's go with this amazing rose milk and pistachio crumb cake, and I'm going to serve it with some real rose milk. That's optional but highly recommended. So let's see the ingredients. So first we're going to start making our crumb. I have some butter, some sliced pistachios. You can even make this without pistachios, or you can use any other nuts. You can use almonds, cashews, goes really well. I have some all-purpose flour maida, have some brown sugar. So first what we're going to do is we're going to make the crumb. I'm going to melt the butter, mix it with these other two ingredients, and I'll show you the consistency once we're back. So I'm adding the melted butter. Sugar, you can use any kind of sugar. I'm just using brown sugar. You can use white or any jaggery or anything. So let's mix this first. And I'm going to add the flour into this. So it will look like a crumble, like big chunks of breadcrumbs, if you might say so. Okay, so this is the consistency you're looking for. It's like big chunks of wet sand. Try to break, yeah, like this. And we're going to set this aside. If it's summertime or your room is very hot, put it in the fridge. Otherwise not necessary. Just place it on the side and we'll continue making our cake batter. Okay, for the cake, I'm demoing the egg-based cake. I've also given an eggless option. Please follow that for this step. And for the ingredients, we have an egg, some vanilla essence, all-purpose flour, butter, milk. This is baking powder and some sugar. This is regular sugar which I've just powdered. For the flavoring, I have some dried rose petals. These are just regular dried rose petals. There's written tea here, but there's no tea here. It's just dried rose petals. Rose syrup, I prefer this brand. You can use any brand you have. So I've cracked the egg into my bowl, and using an electric beater, I'm going to whip up the eggs and the sugar till ribbon consistency. Once the egg is slightly mixed, add all of your sugar. As I said, I'm using just regular sugar which is powdered at home. You can use caster sugar as well. Start off on the low speed and increase it to high, and continue whipping for about, this will take about 5 to 6 minutes on high speed, and I'll show you the consistency till when you can stop. Okay, if you see, the consistency has greatly changed. The egg and sugar have almost become white, off-white, and when you remove it, you can see nice ribbons forming and disappearing. So this is the consistency you want to whip up your eggs to. Now next step, to my milk, I'm adding the vanilla, the rose syrup, food color, and some of these rose petals. Don't miss this because this gives like a real nice lovely flavor. So we're going to mix this and let the rose petals soak in. Mix the baking powder into your flour. If not sieved, please sieve it. So I've melted the butter and our baking powder and flour is here. The petals have nicely soaked. Now we start adding everything into the egg mixture. So I'm going to mix this up and add half of the flour. You want to fold this. Don't be in a hurry here. Add a little bit of the milk, maybe half, a little bit, half of the butter. Continue mixing. Make sure your butter is not hot. Once the first part is mixed, you can add in the rest of your flour, the rest of your milk, and the rest of your butter. Continue mixing gently until everything is nicely mixed and the flour, there are no dry parts of the flour show. I have a 6-inch square pan. Of course, you can also put this in a round pan. Now to this we're going to add our crumble. So the crumble, just with your fingers, make it into small crush it into small bits, and I'm going to just add it on top.
After adding the crumbs, add the pistachios and press gently.
I'm also adding some rose petals on top. Okay, now this goes into 160 degrees oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. So the cake is baked and I had let it cool completely. Just look at that. So pretty. Look at that crunchy crumble, soft cake. Now to present this, and if you want to give this in hampers, you can just place it in a box like this.
If you're giving it to clients or if you're putting it as a part of the hamper, don't pour the milk immediately. Give the cake separately and pour the milk in the jar, and instruct them to pour the milk 5 to 10 minutes before they eat. Can you see how the crumble is resisting the spoon? That means it's so crunchy and the soft juicy cake is inside.